Good evening from Belfast, beautiful Belfast. I hope you are doing well. I hope that all your family's doing well. And yes, I have covered this before. I have covered this subject before, but previously, the last video was absolutely terrible. My audio wasn't good, my visuals weren't good. I hope that it's better now. And God bless. Thank you very much for being here. And the reason why I'm doing it again is that if you give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, I'll spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. So I'll spend the first 4 hours sharpening my axe, so I'll not even be chopping. I'll not start chopping yet. So that's what I did in my last video. I just tried to chop down a tree without sharpening my axe. So I believe now my axe is sharp. My axe is ready to go. So previously we covered the Boeing B-17 crash in Belfast, and as you can see here, on the 1st of June 1944, so 5 days before the biggest invasion in the world, which is D-Day, these 10 boys, and they are boys, they were young, very young men, they took the flight path from Canada, and their heading was to Greenland, Iceland, and then come into Ireland, or Northern Ireland, Belfast. And this is actually the airport where they landed, the airport where they took off from was in Gander. And if you know anything about this, I would love to know, because there's a big interest here in Belfast about this story. But if you look into this, what's so fascinating about this story is that many years later, so a low thick cloud hung over the city of Belfast, and the crew took a decision to divert to the airfield at Nuts Corner, County Antrim. While in a holding pattern, the crew became disorientated and crashed into the slope of Cavehill. And Cavehill is about a 30-minute drive from where I'm living now. And this is actually the crash. Can you see the number here? 42. You can't quite see the 4. 429786. You can see the 2 here. It's barely visible. And there's the number here. 297862. It should be a 4 there. And this is actually the crash site and their names. And see this guy here, Lawrence E. Dundon. Dundon, that does say Dundon. This guy, his ring was found, his wedding ring, years and years later, and it was returned to his wife, his widowed wife, who's still alive to this day. And the 4-engine Boeing B-17 burst into flames on the hillside, causing bombs and ammunition to explode. People in nearby streets ran for cover as emergency rescue crews made their way to the crash site. And this is of an eyewitness. That morning I forgot about school and ran up to Cavehill to see what happened. The plane was among the trees. The ammunition was exploding in the heat. The fire brigade arrived and brought their bodies out on stretchers covered in blankets. And as I was saying there, that was their flight path and they were destined to land. They were very close, and they were in a holding pattern, so I don't know if they became disorientated and lost their way, but this is the airport, and this is Belfast International Airport now. This is where a lot of flights leave for Spain. I don't think we'll leave from America from here. I think we travel down south to go to the States. But this runway, and this runway is, I believe, 3 miles long. I'm not too sure about that, maybe 2 miles. But as you can see here, 3,991 kilometers it is. That's a long flight. I wonder how long that is in flight terms in a B-17. But back to the story here. Excuse me. United States Army troops arrived and sealed the area. Now, isn't that strange? United States troops arrived, so there must have been American bases located around. Obviously, we know the story about the Bismarck. The Bismarck was spotted from here, from a PBY plane from here. But so Americans arrived, and these are their names and the locations. And it was the radio operator whose wedding ring was found in 1991, I believe. But Ohio, New York, and I have a listener, a really nice guy from Tennessee, Nashville, I believe, and he's from Tennessee. And I would love to know, brother, if you're listening from Tennessee. I don't know your name yet, but McGill, Edward E. McGill, Sergeant. I don't know what this is that Staff Sergeant? I'm not too sure. 3 we're on. So Edward McGill. Try and look up that name if you can, brother, and find out if he has any, if he has any family members, because I can show you where his body was buried. All the remains were buried on the Christ site, I believe, or close to it. So there's probably people out there who don't know their grandfather or their great uncle, or something like that. This is the way I think. So I believe that there is, if you would call them, angels, and they're honestly speaking to me to say, please remember. I don't know what the hell, but these are my beliefs. This is what I believe. I believe that there is a calling for this, but sorry, I'm just scrolling past that important restricted document. So the War Department Headquarters, Army Air Force, Washington. Missing aircrew report. This report will be compiled in a triplicate by each Army Air Force organisation within 48 hours of the time the aircraft is officially reported missing. So it was a transatlantic flight, by the way, carrying cargo, I believe, but there was bombs on board. I would love to know what exactly they were carrying, because it doesn't say what command or detachment or anything. It's just transatlantic ferry. That's what it's stamped down as. 1st June, Christ at Cavehill, Belfast, Northern Ireland. And these are the names of this very sad story of these individuals that lost their lives. And this is Cavehill here, and you can see, I hope if this can still be in the shot here, how close these men were. And what is absolutely interesting, there we go, There we'll go. Here. Where's the white stone? Can you see a white stone? A huge white stone. No, it's a building. Ghost VD. It's somewhere around here. Now it's gonna make a fool of me. It's gonna make a fool. I thought it was around here somewhere. Where are you? Where are you? Where the hell? It was literally on the map. The white stone. I'm sorry for doing this. There we go. We got it. There we go. Was it far off? Yeah, I was. Jeez, I was way far off. Damn. Apologies. There we go. That's Divis. That's Divis Mountain. I was looking around the wrong place. That is Divis Mountain. It's Cavehill. Look at the accident. Cavehill. Crash at Cavehill. And look at me like a bloody dingbat. A dingbat. A clown. I'm a clown. I was looking over on the other side of Ireland. So here you'll find this is very interesting. Very, very, very interesting here. The Whitestone. Let's look at this article here. Can you see this? So if you read this, I can leave it in a link in the description if you would like that, but I can just read a quick summary here of a very important bit of information. So this guy wrote on this old website, a very old website, that this guy can remember. This guy writes, I remember my father Jack telling me that my grandfather was paid a small sum, I think £5, to keep a large rock at the top of Cavehill on the forehead, painted white, as it was used as a beacon during the war for pilots landing at Nuts Corner airfield during blackouts when the lights of Belfast could not be seen. Isn't that also a fantastic bit of information? I also remember a story of a Neolithic grave being discovered on the land close to the cottage. Has anyone any memories of this place? Indeed, there was, and this is where it is here, McArt's Fort. But they say the crash happened about here. This crash happened here, and this white stone was painted to let other pilots know that they're in the wrong place. You're in the wrong place. So remembering the crew, these are all the crew members' names, and if you know anybody, you know, that's into their history, and just to ask around, especially the guy, a listener from Tennessee. I'm absolutely delighted I've got a listener from Tennessee. delighted. Tennessee. So after such an horrific accident and with great loss of life, the War Department made a decision to attempt to prevent further incidents. They employed a local postman, William Caulfield, to paint a large rock with white paint. This would act as a marker on the mountain top, a navigational aid for pilots making their way to Nuts Corner. Isn't that fascinating? And in 1991, a Belfast man, Alfred Montgomery, found Lawrence Dundon's wedding ring at the cry site. Like, talk about divine intervention. Do you know what I mean? These are phenomenology. This is a phenomenal thing that the man, it's absolutely a miracle. And Ruth Gillespie was the wife. After years of research, he tracked down the airman's widow, Ruth Gillespie. I looked into this story, and it was actually the British military returned the ring. Respect to the British Army for doing that. So this event formed the basis of the movie Closing of the Ring, directed by Sir Richard Attenborough. So yeah, and a memorial at the nearby zoo. So that's the zoo here. There's Belfast Zoo. And it's crazy to think that within all the cloud, and you're driving this big, massive, huge, colossal, massive lump of metal, and you're going through the clouds, and then all of a sudden you see Cavehill. That would be absolutely terrifying, and rest in peace for all these crewmen that died. I pray that they can be with their family and their loved ones in heaven. And it's very, 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 very sad. Very sad story, but a story that is full of miracles. Full of miracles, because you're probably thinking, how the hell is that a miracle? The amount of lives that were saved from this action, from the White Stone, and from our local, my girlfriend Rachel. Her family lives from about here, and they said that after the war, hundreds of planes used this. They said that even in flight manuals, they have in flight manuals that there's a white stone. This is a famous area within people that make flights to here, apparently. But what an horrific accident it was indeed. And there's many, many, many more to come, trust me. As I continue to sharpen my axe, this will improve, and slowly over time, I'm really getting to know people, and there's a community starting to grow here, and I'm very, very grateful for it. Very, very, very grateful. And there's a bright future ahead, and thank you very much for being here, and I hope you're well, and God bless.